Come on in, have a seat, sit down, and let's rap a while. Shout out to everybody, man. I want to thank everybody for subscribing to the channel, supporting the platform. Make sure you share this video. I'm going to share it now on my Facebook. Let me share it on my Facebook. Follow me on Spotify. The podcast was sold. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Facebook. My Facebook is my government name, which is Sean Gunby, 35. I got some coffee. Look at my cookies. I need everybody to double tap that screen, man. Double tap that screen. Get them likes up. Let's put it on 20 likes right now, please. Look at my cookies. Look at my cookies. I got cookies and coffee. Tracy Moore. Thank you, Tracy. Jose Sandoval. Long time no see, Jose. You watching from work, ain't you? Make sure you double tap that screen. Let me get some lotion for my hands, y'all. Hold up. My hands ashy. Then we're going to take off. Cam Welton. What's up, Cam? Put it on 20 likes. Ray Johnson, what's up? Ray, hit that like button, man. I need all y'all to do me a favor. All 38 of y'all, do me a favor right now, please. Hit the share button and share this with 2 or 3 people in your text message contacts right now. I'm going to talk about something that you see the title of the video. This is real and this is factual. Let me take this Bluetooth off. For the rest of Puffy's life, shout out to Puff, free Puff. John Pete. There's no title on the video? Looked up your channel. Right now for confidence videos, they the best, but saw you live, so I'll tune in. Yeah, the title is up, okay? Puffy now has before verdict friends and after verdict friends. He will never forget. That's what I'm going to talk about right now. In my case, I knew a lot of people in my case before I got indicted, before the feds came to my office with the search warrant. I had a lot of people that knew me. I had a lot of people that I considered friends. And when the word got out that the feds had came to my office And after they wrote the article in the newspaper and they put the article in the internet, and the gossip committee got wind of what happened to me, all of the people that knew me, a lot of them dropped out. A lot of people that I thought cared about me, a lot of people that I thought, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. A lot of people that I thought would do for me what I did for them, or what I would have done for them, they didn't do it for me. And a lot of people celebrated my downfall. A lot of people cheered my downfall. A lot of people were concerned. A lot of people were genuinely concerned. A lot of people were felt bad. Some felt happy. But in that moment, when the deal went down, everybody, the overwhelming majority of the people backed away from me. Because when people hear the feds, they run away in fright, in terror. And it's understandable. It's understandable. Because no one wants to get caught up nobody wanted to get caught up in my mess. The feds were following me. Nobody wants to be in your company when you're being followed, because now you're being followed and you're being video filmed by the feds, and they find out who you are, and then they run your name and potentially can come up with something on you. So people avoid you. People avoid you like a sickness. And it's understandable. When you're going through it, when you're the person that's going through it, it's not understandable. When you're in the midst of it, when I was in the midst of it, I couldn't understand it. Because what happened was, I knew that I needed comfort at that time. I needed companionship at that time. I needed an ear at that time. I needed you to listen at that time. I needed you to speak life into me at that time. I needed you to come visit me at that time. So as the person going through it, you don't understand it. Now that I've gone through it and gone through it, I fully understand it. And I'm okay with it. But at that time, while I was going through it, all I could think about was all of the things I did for people. all of the financial help that I did for people, all of the spiritual help that I did for people, all of the mental help that I did for people, all of the showing up that I did for people, all of the companionship, all of the listening, all of the company, the things that I wanted while I was in the midst of my joint and wasn't getting back, all I could think about was her, that nigga, him, them, her, she, her, all of the shit that I did. And nobody came to see me. I remember one person came to see me. She was out of state. She drove all the way from out of state and came in my office and hugged me. We didn't even say hi. We didn't even say what's up. We didn't even greet. She had heard what had happened. She drove to my office, walked in my office, and gave me a hug, which communicated to me that, what did she communicate to me? That I still believe in you. That this, what you're going through, doesn't impact what me and you have. And she was just a friend. She wasn't my girlfriend. That hug just communicated to me that I heard what the niggas in the street is saying. I heard what the gossip committee is saying. I heard what the street committee is saying. I heard what the barbershop is saying. I heard what the beauty salon is saying. I heard what the church is saying. I heard what the nail salon is saying. I heard what they saying in front of the bodega. I heard what they saying in the gym. I heard what they saying about you in the basketball court. But what I heard don't change what you and I have. And that hug was, it filled my cup. It filled my cup up. If only until she left. She stayed, we talked maybe, I can't even remember, because that was in 2011. So you talking 15 years ago? But even if that gesture of her saying, what you going through don't impact how I look at you, what they saying, or what you going through, I'm still down. And that was, I could count on this one hand how many people laid with me throughout that whole thing. My mother being one, Little Sean being another one, and that girl being a third one. My aunt Annie Young being a fourth one. My cousin Got from Bennettsville, South Carolina being a fifth one. And there may have been more, but not that many. But them five, I remember. Them 5 I remember. And um um the feds came to my office April the 14th, 2011. It was 2 days before the end of the tax season. And do me a favor, y'all. Hit that like button. Put me on 50. You got 32. I need 18 more. Hit the like button and share this video with 2 people in your text messages. April the 14th, 2011. And that day served as a demarcation line. It served as a fence. It served as a border wall. It served as a demarcation line. And I didn't know it at the time. Because sometimes you can't see what's happening until you get through it, and then you look back and say, oh snap, that right there. And another girl, Jamaican girl, she was down with me too. She was down with me too. And you know, you see how I can, Tracy Moore, what up? You see how I can clearly recall, I can recollect with accuracy, and I remember, I can recall the names of the people that were there before, when I was the most fucked up. The ones that came when I was down. I remember. I will never forget. And that's been 15 years ago. The word on the street was, that nigga dumb, he's stupid, aha, aha, he lost his business, aha, he lost all his money, aha, he going to prison, aha. Put it on 50 likes, hurry up, put it on 50 right now, hurry up, do it now. And like I say, and I've shared this before, I was terrified. The feds, when you catch a Fed charge, you are traumatized. It's a traumatic experience. Trauma, mental trauma, psychological trauma. I don't care what kind of person gets on this YouTube and on this Instagram and on the TV and talk about, yeah, when the feds came, I wasn't scared and this and that and the other thing. And oh man, you know, I could do that time standing on my head. Yeah, all right. It sounds super fly. It sounds super fly. But That is one of the most traumatic experiences you will ever experience. And I went and I did my time. They wanted me to, I had mandatory incarceration. I had mandatory incarceration unless I became an informant, unless I did what Funny Blue Jacket do, unless I did what Tekashi 6ix9ine do, unless I did what Young Thug did and Gunna did and Woody did. I'd have to do that. And I wasn't willing to do that. I wasn't willing. And my son was born. I named my son after me. My son got the same name. He's a junior. I said, man, ain't no way I'm finna put being a rat on him so that people, his friends or people who can tease him, say, your father is a rat. No. No. That meant something to me. That meant something to me. So I had mandatory incarceration. I was scared to go to prison. I had did some county jail time and little time like that, 3 months, but I never did no prison time. Federal prison, I was like, yo. But they said, Sean, you got mandatory incarceration. I need y'all to hit that like button, man. Put me on 100 likes. You got mandatory incarceration. And Little Sean's mother, 27 days before I had already I had took a plea deal. And all I was waiting for, I had took a plea deal, got sentenced to 18 months, and they gave me 60 days to get ready to self-surrender to prison. And on the 33rd day, 27 days before I was scheduled to report to prison, Little Sean's mother took me to custody court in Paterson, New Jersey on Grand Avenue and filed custody paperwork. I had never gave her no inclination that I was, of course you were gonna have custody of Sean when I was in prison. Who else is gonna do it? But I had took care of him. I had took care of Sean from the time he was born up until the time I left. His mother, Sean's mother, was my secretary. She was my secretary. So I had my main girl. I love Little Sean's mother now. I loved her. She's my secretary. I loved her at that time. I had my main girl. I was fucking my secretary. I had a Jamaican girl. I had a Puerto Rican girl. And I had about, I had another client. I was 2 more clients, female clients. I used to fuck all my female clients, almost all of them. A lot of them. Let me not say almost all of them, but a lot of them. I had a couch in my office, and I used to knock them down right on the couch or on my desk. These are my female clients. And I was dealing with like 7, 8 women at the same time. And that's the life I was living. That's how I was living. So she took me to custody court for Sean 27 days before I left to go to prison. That was a stab in the heart. That was a stab in the heart because I loved her. I think it's possible for a man to love multiple women. I think that's possible. I did. And I went to my lawyer, who I had a public pretender at that time, and I said, look, man, I said, I can't go to prison, man. I got to stay out here and fight for custody of my son. And he looked at me. He was a black dude. He was a nigga. He said, Sean, he said, you base offense level 15, category 1, zone D, you got mandatory incarceration. The only way you can get out of going to prison, you must go to prison, is you have to become an informant. You have to sign a 5K1, and you have to wear wires, you have to wear cameras. And I said, well, what does that mean? He says, well, the feds can call you at any time of the day, any time of the night, and make you put on a wire and a camera and send you into businesses to film shit, to look for fraud. And you have to turn in the clients, your clients, from your business. So they wanted me to turn in my clients, and I wouldn't do it. I said, I'm not doing that. I said, I'm not doing that. And what was crazy was that about 25 to 30 of my clients had lined up, unbeknownst to me, to testify against me if I went to trial. They had went and flipped about 25 to 30 of my clients. They came with the search warrant April 14, 2016, April 14th, 2011. They had went and was meeting with my clients March, February, January, December 2010, November 2010, October, 6 months, a year before they came with the search warrant. They had already lined up about 30 clients to cooperate against me. People, black people, niggas, Polish, white, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Jamaican, you name it, man, woman, child. They had already lined them up. They had already spoken to them. And when they came to see me, they already had it. But I wasn't going to go to trial. I couldn't go to trial because the undercover agent, black girl, black power, soul brother, power to the people. Black girl, undercover federal agent, came in my office. She wore a camera on her coat, microphone, and she came and got her taxes done by me. And she filmed the whole thing. Black girl. Could have been my sister or my cousin. And she told me she went to Johnson C. Smith College, a historically black college in Charlotte, North Carolina. And she knew I went to Morris Brown in Atlanta. And she said she went to a black college. She might have been, I don't know if she was telling the truth or not. But anyway, when she told me that let my guards down. And I got her back a bigger refund than what I was supposed to. And she was the 5-0. And she filmed everything. So when me and my lawyer went to get my paperwork back that they took in the search and seizure, they showed me the video. First they showed me, no, when they came with the search warrant, they showed me the W-2 that she came with. They said, you remember this W-2? I said, yeah. They said, you got her back $1,400 more than what you were supposed to. I said, yeah. They said, do you do this a lot? I said, yeah. They said, you do this to everybody? I said, no. They said, about how much percentage? I said, I don't know the percentage, but I do it. And when I saw that W-2, I knew exactly who it was. Exactly. And so I had to take a plea. I was dead in the water. And man, I was so scared. I was so hurt. I was so pissed off. Man, I was broken. And I went on ahead and went to prison, man. And I did my time, I got out. And you know, the word on the street was Sean ain't gonna make no comeback. I remember the Jamaican girl I was dealing with. Her cousin told her, Sean will never come back and be what he once was. Put that in her dome. She started acting funny. So I did my time, I got out. And obviously you can see, what's today's date? Today is what, the 20th? What's today's date? The 20th? If today is the 20th, in 2 days, today is what, Monday? On when? Today's the 19th? Okay, so on Thursday, the 22nd, it'll be 10 years that I got released from federal prison. No arrests, no police contact. I didn't violate my probation, no recidivism, no crimes, no court cases. I finished my probation. I did everything. 10 years it'll be on Thursday. And I walked out of Morgantown. I went to FCI Morgantown in Morgantown, West Virginia. I walked out of there. And I was determined to make a comeback. Determined. But The point of this video, and I made a comeback. And I didn't go back into real estate. I didn't go back. I made most of my wealth in real estate and in the stock market. I didn't go back into the real estate. I didn't want to do nothing. I let all of my houses go into foreclosure. I lost everything. And I didn't want to go back. I didn't want to do real estate. I wanted to restore my name. I wanted to restore my name because I had a very public downfall in my home area. Clifton, New Jersey, Passaic, New Jersey, Paterson, New Jersey, New York City. That's where the bulk of my clients came from. Hudson County, Jersey City, Bayonne, Hoboken, Bergen County. And I had a very public, humiliating downfall. They put my name in the paper and shit. And the people at the IRS in Newark, the FBI, they wrote this press release about me. And it was like, when you read it, I read it, and it just deflated me, man, because it made me look, like, just a piece of shit, like the worst of the worst. And yeah, I broke the law. Yeah, I helped people get bigger refunds on their tax returns. And yes, I made a lot of money in doing that. But I didn't rip off not one client of mine. I didn't jerk not one person for money. I ripped off the United States government. That's who I ripped off. And it was wrong, right? Because I broke the law. Even if you think, oh, well, they do it, so, nah, the shit still ain't right. Because, when you do wrong, you don't feel right. At least I don't. Like, I'm a very spiritual person. And, all the while I was making that money, I said, Sean, this, when I used to be doing it, I used to be like, Sean, this ain't right what you're doing, man. I used to tell myself that. I used to say, man, this shit ain't right what you're doing. It didn't feel right in here. But I was so greedy for money. I had such greed that I said, fuck it. And I used to make, my tax business used to bring me in $200,000 in February. In 1 month, I would make $200,000. By the end of the tax season in May, I would have $340,000 $350,000 in 4 months of work. And the rest of the year, I would just fly around the world. I would go to Africa, I would go to South America, play golf. I was playing golf 4 days a week. But I knew I wanted to restore my name, because I wanted to restore my name for my sake and for my son's sake. And I didn't want to go back into real estate, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy how I ended up doing social media. Because when I was when I was leading a life of crime, I didn't have no social media page. I didn't have Facebook, MySpace, nothing. I bought a house in the ghetto of Jersey City. I drove a used car, and I was a millionaire. I was a millionaire. But I lived in the ghetto and drove a used Honda Element. I had a green Honda Element. And I got out of prison, and here I am. Like I say, Thursday it'll be 10 years, and I've made a comeback, right? But now, there were some people that talk shit about me, didn't come see about me, didn't put no money on my books, didn't write me, didn't call me, and I had helped them. I never forget. I hold grudges. I believe in holding grudges. I believe in holding grudges. I never forget. I never forget. And sure enough, up to this day, there are people that want to collab with me. They want to come on my platform. Yo, Sean G. Yo, Sean, man, I see you, nigga. Yo, man, I was going to write you, man. I couldn't get your address, man. I was trying to get in touch with so-and-so so they could give me your information so I could write you and put some money on your books. I said, nigga, all you had to do was go on the federal BOP website and put my name in. It would have told you exactly where I was at and how to write me and how to send me money. I had two girls, one black girl. Me and her knew each other since the 4th grade. I was in the 4th grade. She was in the 7th grade. We were friends that long. Now, I went to prison when I was 45. So I knew her 30 years. And I called her from in there. And she talked all that good talk. Oh, I love you, this and that. That's okay. I love you, Sean. Do you need anything? I said, yeah. I need you to put some money on my book so I could get me some tuna fish. So I could get me some peanut butter and jelly. I had went from $1.2 million down to $1,900. And she said, okay, I'm going to send you some money. I gave her my information. Never came. Never came. Didn't come. Another girl, black girl, I went to Morris Brown with. Knew her 25 years. Called her on the phone. Sean, I love you. I love you. You need me to send you something? Yes. Yes. Okay, I'm going to send it. Never came. I wrote letters. Never got written back. And now they see me and it's I love you and all this bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. The human being is no good. So, like I told you at the start of this video, I have two sets of friends, right? Friends that knew me before I got jammed up, that treated me a certain way. And then after I got jammed up, they changed and didn't support. And then I got those that I met. Some of my closest friends are niggas I met in prison. I'm still in touch with some of them to this day. I trust them. I trust them. I trust them with Little Sean. I trust them with Little Sean. So now, when it comes to Puff, I don't know Puff. I don't know Puffy's life. I don't know what he did. I don't believe nothing that they said about him in the news. I don't believe nothing y'all niggas say about him because y'all don't know, you wasn't at the trial. But I only saw Kanye West come to the trial. That's it. That's it. Before the verdict. It's going to be, see, what Puffy has gone through, what he's going through, what he went through. And this nigga was facing life without the possibility of parole. And I bet you he was in them cells sometimes, heart beating fast, traumatized, in terror, thinking I might not never get to see my daughters again. Amoeba, what's up? And he's gonna be different when he gets out. And the people that knew him, even down to his family, when they see him when he gets out, they're gonna know, I don't know who this person is. He looks like, looking at him, I know that looks like Puff. Looking at Sean, I know that's Sean, but they're not gonna recognize him. He has changed forever. In a good way. And some people he's not going to speak to ever again. Ever again. Because he will never forget. He will never forget, ever, who didn't come and support him when he was at his most fucked up moment. He will never forget that. He knows it vividly, who he expected to come and didn't. He may have told some people, don't come, but there were some people that owe him money that thought they weren't going to, because everybody thought he was going to jail for life. Everybody thought he was going to die in prison with a 30-year sentence. Nobody gave him a chance to win. Nobody. I thought he was going to go to prison before the trial. I said, that nigga need to take a 10-year, they give him a 10-year plea, 15-year plea, he need to jump on it. And the nigga beat him. Nobody expected him to win. Nobody. Nobody. Maybe a handful of people, but the overwhelming majority of the planet Earth thought he was going down. And he's made some friends in MDC Brooklyn, and he's met some people in Fort Dix that will be his friends for the rest of his life. That when they call him, when he gets out and they get out and they call his cell phone and he sees the call ID and it's a nigga that he was locked up with in MDC Brooklyn or a nigga from Fort Dix, he gonna answer that phone. 1000%. Because the love that you get when you're at your lowest moment is the love that you never forget. Right? So he's in Fort Dix and everybody in there is walking around with gray sweatpants. Everybody in there is walking around with a khaki suit, khaki pants, and a khaki shirt. Everybody's walking around there with a green prison coat. Everybody's going to commissary and only has $300 a month to spend. Everybody's only gets 300 minutes on the phone a month. So there is no BMW in there. There is no Rolex in there. There is no Louis Vuitton. There is no jet. There is no houses. When you in prison, what is your asset is who the fuck you are as a man. Are you a man? And does your word match your actions? That's all that matters in there. And he's learning that. Has learned. And these dudes that he met in MDC Brooklyn and the inmates that he met at Fort Dix, see, these are after verdict. These are well, no, they wouldn't be, yeah, they would be after the verdict, but they would be, the ones in MDC Brooklyn would be before the verdict, right? Those relationships are real special. But like civilians, the people on the street that he knew that didn't come check on him or even go call his kids, call his daughters, call his mother, didn't call nobody to say, what's up? Do you need anything? Can I help? It's over. He'll never fuck with them again. Nor should he. How I feel. I never, even girls, even women that I used to deal with, that I couldn't, I could have went and got some pussy from, that I knew before, I didn't even want it. I was just so hurt and wounded in those moments when I thought they would come to my aid and they didn't come. It just killed any type of flame, any type of interest in them. Dudes too. I mean, friends. I'm not a gay man. I like women. Because I'm always going to look at you like, I'm always forever going to look at you like, you didn't come, you telling me that now, but you didn't come see about me, man, when I was down. You know what I'm saying? So that's Puff's life. He understand. Every inmate. Anybody in here ever did prison time? Yeah, them bonds you can't never break. If anybody in here in this live chat has done prison time, tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm lying, if I'm telling the truth about your own personal experience. You know? You got to go see about people when they down, man. You got to go see about them then. That's when it matters. Milton Scott, what up? That's when it matters. My mother used to always tell me, she used to say, I got 2 state numbers in Pennsylvania, 100% truth. Leonard J. CJO, ain't I telling the truth? And then you remember the people. I got 2 white boyfriends that I grew up with. One of them I grew up with from the 4th grade on, and another one I met in the recovery program, Narcotics Anonymous. When I got to prison, I called both of them. White men. I said, yo, Louis. One of them's name was Louis, one of them's name is Joe. Joe is Italian, Louis is Greek. I said, man, I need some money on my books. They said, Sean, no problem. Joe sent me $75 and Louis sent me $90 on my books while I was in prison. And when I got out, Louis had moved to another state down south. And I got out and I scraped up the $90 because I said, I got to pay everybody back that sent me money. I wrote Louis a check, white dude, for $90. I said, Louis, what's your address? He gave it to me. I mailed him the check to pay him back the $90. Got that done. I met up with Joe. I gave him back his $75. I paid them both back. About a week or 2 went by. I got a letter back from Louis, who I sent the check for $90 to pay him back for the money he sent me while I was in prison at my lowest moment, that black ass niggas that said they was gonna send me money didn't send, and family said they was gonna send me money didn't send. I get a letter back from Louis. I open up the letter and it's the check that I wrote him ripped up in pieces with a note inside. He said, Sean, I didn't want the money back. I didn't give you the money. I didn't loan you the money. I never wanted the money. I gave you the money. True motherfucking story, man. This my real life. This my real life. This my real life. And the thing is this. Louis could call me today. Joe. There's about 11 people. I wrote them all down in my notebook when I was in prison of who sent me money. A Puerto Rican girl used to send me $200 a month or $100 a month. And then my Jamaican girl used to send me like $200 every other month. Either one of them, and I'm not in a relationship with either one of them. They've all moved on. I don't communicate with them. I don't call them. We don't talk. But if they was to call me or Joey or Louis and say, Sean, I need you to do something for me, man. As long as it ain't jeopardizing my freedom in my life or little Sean's freedom and little Sean's life, I'm going. I'm showing up. for the rest of my life because they came to my aid when I was at my most fucked up moment. When other people didn't, that I had showed up for them. True story, man. It's real. This is a real podcast, man. This is a real podcast, man. This ain't no fake podcast. This ain't no fake podcast, man. This is a real podcast. This is a real podcast. This real TV. So people that knew Puff or thought they knew Puff and thought he would see, a lot of people think he gonna come back out and be the same nigga he was that they knew before he went in. The nigga that got high, the nigga that got drunk, the nigga that, you know what I'm saying, they had access to, the nigga, shit. That ain't happening. It's gonna be a whole nother person. It's impossible for a person to go through that type of neuroplasticity and that type of psychological trauma and be the same person. Impossible. In my case, it's small potatoes compared to his. Small potatoes. Yep. Yep. That's a true story. Put them likes on 100, man. Put them likes on 100. Y'all make sure y'all go on my website. What's up, Veronica? Make sure y'all go on my website and get a Scully hat. The podcast was sold.bigcartel.com. It don't never stop. Can't like it twice. Spoons and forks. Can't do it twice. I got 91. Watch I get 100. 94. Watch I get 100. Did my black people help you? Did any black people help you? Yeah, some helped me, but some didn't either. I don't believe in that black-white shit, man. I don't get involved in that, man. The human being, the first law of nature is self-preservation, and that's what people are going to do. That's what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. It was niggas that ratted on me, some Muslim niggas. 5% of niggas with Muslim names that didn't eat pork cooperated with the feds. I don't like nobody. I hate all of y'all. I don't like none of y'all. I don't like nobody on the planet. I just like me and Lil Sean. That's it. The human being is no good. The human being is no good. Nate Logan, what up? 100 grand, what up? Thank y'all for the 100 likes. I'm tired. I ain't had nothing to eat all day. What time is it? 6 o'clock? I've been fasting all day. Doing my thing, fasting. Detroit in the building, you already know. Shout out to Detroit. All right, y'all. One more other phone. Oh, here it go right here. I got a dope interview, man, I did with what was I finna say? I did an interview today with Tim Hardaway, man. NBA Hall of Famer Tim Hardaway. So I'm gonna be dropping that soon. I may drop that tomorrow. So y'all get ready for that. All right, y'all. Yo, Juan, what up? Get that Scully, Veronica. Go on there now and put your phone number in there. If you go buy Scully from me now and you put your phone number in the checkout page, I'm going to call you on the phone. Guaranteed. The Scully's is $25. You can get a hoodie too. I don't accept no welfare, no food stamps. I don't accept no EBT. Money. Peace.